say Ekalema,
Ekale, Ekaro, and Ekaso.
We've ever had the British colonialists. I'm sure it was like Nigeria and Ghana.
Yes.
Yeah. So these men just cancelled off letter B from Buganda and remained with Uganda, the country.
Okay.
But the kingdom is still there, Buganda, where they got the name from.
Yeah.
Uganda as a country has majorly 5 kingdoms. You have kingdoms like Usoga, Ankole, Toro, Bunyoro, and Buganda, where we are today. But among all those kingdoms from history, Uganda has been strongest and more dominant among others. Yeah, this kingdom has existed over 900 years back.
Wow.
Yeah, it has had 36 kings. So King Mwanga came into power during the colonial era. The British, our colonial masters. He was the first king of Buganda to sign agreements with them. But this man, he turned against their policies because their policies were quite fighting his kingdom. He fought them so much, the British. They reached an extent of even exiling him somewhere, the Seychelles Island. He lived in the Seychelles up to 1903. He died from there. His remains were brought back and buried in the Kasubi tombs. I don't know if you've heard of the Kasubi tombs.
Yes, I've heard of Kasubi tombs.
Yeah. So we expect it to be open maybe next year. It has delayed. Most things done on it are handmade. There are some cultures which they follow. So if it was technology, it would have been done.
I understand. Yes.
Very small period. So there are some norms which they follow. That such and such a clan does this. This clan let us do this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why it has delayed. So Mwanga was buried there. He was succeeded by his son, David Chwa. He was the second king to sleep here. David Chwa was the second king because we have had 3 kings sleeping here. David Chwa came on the throne to succeed the dad when he was only 1 year old. 1 year old. He was a young boy. Yeah, so the British aimed at that because they wanted someone who's not going to fight them so much, like the father was. Okay. So they even gave him reagents to help him in decision making because he was an infant. He grew up at the age of 17. This boy was very much educated on the side of the British government. He traveled so many outside countries, was so exposed there. When he came back in 1922, he built the first modern palace which we have here in Uganda. This was actually the first modern house. Yeah, we have here in Uganda. By that time in Africa, it was quite difficult to find such a modern building. So it costed him.
Sorry,
yes.
This place has been built since then.
Yeah.
They have not renovated it or anything.
There are some minor modifications because the structure is very old.
Oh.
But it's 1922, the foundation, the structure, how you see it. Yeah. 1920, because it took for him 11 years. From 1922 to 1933, he was building this. Yeah. Remember, by that time in Africa, we had no architects. We had no material.
Yes.
Yeah. So it costed him some time. So the clans helped him, supported him to finish this house. He was a modern king due to his exposure. In Europe, he admired girls going to school. By that time in Africa, girls were not allowed to acquire education. When a girl reached the age of 9, 10, 12, they were forced into marriage.
Yes.
Yeah. So when he traveled to Europe, he saw ladies going to school. And countries would produce powerful men, bring beautiful ideas on board. When he returned to the kingdom, he was the king who embarked on girl child education. He made sure that girls go to school. He was the king who came up with an idea that whenever you educate the girl child, you educate the nation. So in Uganda by that time we received even the first woman doctor, a lady who was called Josephine. Yeah, during his reign. This king loved so much football. We have an organization here in Uganda, FUFA. He became Uganda's first FUFA president. He was the first king to make a church marriage, to wed in church. Long ago in Africa, we had customary marriages. So when he came back for him, he wedded in church, in a modern way. So this king, again in our kingdom, girls and women were not allowed to eat eggs and chicken.
Yes, I heard about that.
They were for only men. Yeah, we believed that they were a caste on the side of the women. If a woman eats grasshoppers, eggs and chicken, she might not bear children. That's what we believed.
Okay.
So when he traveled abroad, he saw ladies there enjoying the eggs and chicken and nothing could happen
To them.
So when he came back, he said, no, you can enjoy, nothing will happen. So up to date, in our kingdom, they eat because of that king. So this king died of diabetes at the age of 43. He was also buried in the Kasubi tombs. That brought his son, King Mutesa II, the last king, to sleep here. Mutesa was also educated like the dad. Mutesa traveled many outside countries. He graduated here in Makerere University.
Okay.
He continued to Cambridge University. He graduated in the Sandhurst Royal Military Academy in Britain, where he served as the royal guard to the Queen of England.
Wow.
Yeah. When he returned back to Africa, he found many African countries struggling for their independence. He engaged himself, and Uganda received independence on 9th October 1962. Yeah. Yeah. He became Uganda's first constitutional president due to his intellectual ability. He served as the president at the same time the king of Uganda. He served as the president for only 3 years. That's when they got misunderstandings between him and the prime minister, Obote. Obote ordered Idi Amin, who was an army commander, to attack this palace in 66. Idi Amin aimed at killing the king, but the king managed to escape from here. He ran back to Britain, where he was before. So he lived there up to 1969. He died from there. After celebrating his birthday, he was found lying dead in his room, holding his glass of wine. It is alleged that this man was poisoned. Yes, nobody knows the truth, because by that time, the Scotland Yard had no technology to separate wine from poison. So they didn't make a report. His body remained there up to 1971. Here, Obote made himself the president. He abolished all the kingdoms. He particularly abolished Buganda since it's the strongest. He wanted to destroy its superiority. He took over this land and used it as a barracks.
Okay.
Then Idi Amin betrayed him. He betrayed Obote. Then Idi Amin made himself the president. Obote had gone for a Commonwealth meeting in Singapore. Made him a call. If you want your life, don't come back as the president. I'm now the president. He even went on Radio Uganda. He declared himself. Yeah.
Life president, right?
Yeah. So Obote was wise enough. He did not return. He just proceeded to Tanzania.
Okay.
That's why when he reached Tanzania, Tanzanians hoped him in later to come back and fight Idi Amin. So Idi Amin continued using this place as a military barracks, but he knew it in mind that the people of Uganda don't like him, since he attacked the palace. What he did first, as a way of blackmailing them, buying back the love, he first returned back the remains of the king from London, which people were demanding for, and they were buried in the Kasubi tombs. Yeah. Idi Amin continued using this place as a barracks. We are going to see a place where he stored much of his weapons. Then he turned into an armory. So a torture chamber where he killed thousands of Ugandans.
Yes,
those who he suspected to be against his government.
Were they only Ugandans or even foreigners?
Mostly, there are some number of foreigners, but mostly Ugandans.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a number of foreigners, especially those who were against him also. The kingdom has 18 counties here, and each county has a chief who heads it. This is the current king. He's called Kabaka. Kabaka means king. Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. Yeah, this man is 67 years young today.
Why Sekabaka?
Sekabaka means the king is past.
Okay.
So these are past kings. King Mutesa I, this man wrote a letter to invite Christian missionaries to come and teach people how to read and write. Then Daniel Mwanga, who identified the hill from the people of the Hippo clan. David Chwa, who built the first modern palace. And Mutesa II, the dad to the current king here. Yeah. So this side we have that picture. Here again for the past kings of Uganda. From King
So the ones they sketched.
Yeah, this one who came on the throne was only 1 year old.
Oh.
Yeah. Then Mutesa II, the man who owned those vehicles there. This was the Queen Mother Elizabeth when she visited King Mutesa. Mutesa is the dad to the current king. Mutesa was with some of the chiefs at the parliament. He was inspecting the guard of honor. Here, this was his official wife and some other elders in the royal family. This was the royal wedding, 1948. Our kings are Anglicans due to the British influence.
Okay.
Yeah. This was the first man to be baptized in the Anglican church called Daniel. Then this is the Chigana code of dressing. Our king, he was in his palace. This is his official wife. We call her official because he can again select any other woman.
Okay.
Yeah. He was carrying his son, Prince Richard. This was the Royal Mile in the late 50s.
Oh, okay.
Up, that's how the palace before Idi
Then
Amin,
straight down.
yeah, attacked it. Yeah.
But this was how it was before Idi Amin attacked it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this side you have pictures of the king when he was still an infant. These are some of the children to his dad here. Yeah. These are some of the children. The current king you see in the middle. So I thank you very much for giving me your time.
Don't post me on no Insta, gotta keep me tucked. Treated like a queen, her friends think I mean as fuck. And when it come to pain, she run a mess.